Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jabronis United, and I am Sniper. Nah, I'm not Sniper. That's Sniper. Come on, sing your name, bro.
Indeed. I am the Sniper, Kyle Krieger. With me is the real ordeal.
Major.
All right.
Hey, I don't miss, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Jabronis United.
Welcome. We got some pretty interesting topics for you all today. But first, Davion, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, and also just to let everybody know, our main announcer, our homie Ryan, is not here. He may pop up, but he's not here at the moment. So don't be surprised if you randomly see somebody just say, "Hey guys," he's coming last minute, or he may not. But what Ryan would want us to do is get the party started.
Indeed, he's stuck in catering right now.
Why?
Unfortunately. Send for the man. But yes, our headline topic for today, we'll get right on into it as Davion mentioned. Vince McMahon is out. Finally, after forcing himself back in, he ends up getting corporate outed once again. This time by the people that he literally just made the deal with. And it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, in that it's like after he gets shoehorns himself back in, gets his massive payday, puts himself back in total control once again, and it looked dark, it looked grim, it looked awful, it looked like an absolute nightmare as we've experienced for so friggin' long, and the swerve has been pulled. It basically threw a massive curveball. You had the boardroom coming out, running down the ramp with the chair, smashing him over the head, and throwing him out of the ring, officially, according to them, putting Triple H back in charge of creative. Even though they had been saying that for a little while, you could tell that there was a lot of Vince meddling, a lot of Vince writing in there. But if all things are according to the press releases and the reports,
can I say it?
By all means. Vince McMahon?
Wait, no, I gotta do it. Vince McMahon, you're fired.
Absolutely. So, given the rants that any longtime listeners have been stuck with me, you all know how I feel about this. I think this is a fantastic thing, because he had been holding WWE back storyline wise for basically the past 10 plus years. It's just it was awful.
Can I say
Dang it, Moggle!
Grab it by the balls.
Yeah, no more. That's good shit. So, how do you feel about this, Davion?
I'm going to be honest with everybody in the audience. I am excited. I'm happy. I'm not happy that he's not working anymore. I'm happy that they made the right choice, because he can't relate from the 90s era, the 80s era. We're in a different generation. We need something new, brand new, something that's different. We don't have the testosterone and buffed up people and muscles and all this other stuff. And now we have
Well,
Ryan in the building, which we're
you still
super
do.
happy about.
Oh
Hey,
my
welcome
god!
back. But
Holy
yes,
hell!
yeah, it sounds like a fun one. But yeah,
Like, the minute Vince McMahon loses power, apparently my entire computer system does too. Hell has frozen over. Cats and dogs living together.
apparently your
Vince,
entire
Now,
computer got fired as well.
Master
okay,
Stereo.
hold on. Let me get into the fray here because I know I'm a little bit behind. Apologies, everybody. There was computer issues up the wazoo.
We were just
Um,
celebrating a bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Not about your
I can
computer issues.
understand that. Yes. First thing I'm going to say is I called this.
Mhm.
Yes, he did,
Do not
audience.
say I did not call this. Back when we had talked about the whole merger and everything, you were the ones that were saying, "Oh, it's just going to be more of the same." I'm the one that said Endeavor is going to go ahead and put their finger over his neck, just to see what the pulse is. And Vince has no pulse, so that's when they moved to Triple H.
Which was the greatest thing that saved wrestling.
It certainly has the potential to. Whether it will be is still yet to be decided. But you, from what we have seen, Triple H, when he's in control of creative, puts out better content, puts out better matches, puts out over an overall better show, in my opinion. Whether or not
Well, that
ratings actually go yes or no, that varies. But
well, no, ratings have
I
been
think
good
Triple H
for
is a better
WWE
control.
recently, actually. Ratings have been good. Ticket sales have been good. All things while supposedly under the umbrella of Triple H's, perspectives. He has allowed for longer matches. He has allowed for more time for women's matches and development. He is trying to make sure that there's been fewer talky bits. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but
So,
some of that stuff
talky
does go
bits
on
can
maybe
happen.
a little bit too long.
Well, that's the thing. Talky bits can happen. They promos help advance storylines
Right.
and set stages. They are perfectly fine. But when you have a 3-hour show and 2 hours of them are promos, you're watching a soap opera.
Right.
Which, fair enough, fine. This is just basically a soap opera for people who like to beat each other up. But you generally watch wrestling, you generally watch pro wrestling for the matches, not for watching people yell at each other back and forth. There are enough shows on the air that do that.
Right.
And that's facts. Because, there may be some changes coming down the pipeline. Like we already know that I think Mickey James' husband is now the general manager of SmackDown.
Well, actually, let's get into that because obviously this whole thing with Vince is an all-encompassing story of Endeavor do doing things to make changes to the product. And since we had that whole big layoff about a month ago and everything, we have seen new talent being brought in. A lot of it, some of it may be familiar for more notable fans. Others, like Nick Aldis, didn't get as much fanfare as you probably would expect. But then again, I don't know if there's that many people who are AEW, WWE fans who were also NWA fans back when NWA was a thing.
Exactly.
So yeah,
What?
let's
I
go
think
ahead
isn't
and look at some
NWA
of the
still a
current
thing? I
ratings
thought.
that on. First
Yeah.
of all, yes,
I was about to say
Nick
I was about to say
Aldis.
didn't they just get like a TV deal with the CW or something? Hold
Which
on,
one?
NWA. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me.
As far as I know, NWA is still defunct ever
NW
since the
no,
pandemic.
NWA reportedly signs 2 TV deals with the CW, reported by Wrestling Observer and SB.
Hmm.
But how long ago was that? I mean,
4 hours
the
ago.
CW isn't exactly the most stable network in the world.
The article's listed as 4 hours ago.
Wow.
Okay,
Hmm. Wait.
no, that's not one.
No.
It's probably more
Breaking
the fact that if you are going to be selling,
it came out today. Like it was announced
right.
today, but
So it's not a
that's
war.
a side Side thing.
But it's not a womp. I'm saying womp to you.
Fair enough.
So then it is a womp.
We're
Yeah.
saying
But
womp
see,
womp to your
That's
computer.
what I'm saying about a womp.
huh?
I'm saying
Womp
the
womp
fact that
womp
you
womp.
have like a brand new NWA thing coming up and no one has talked about it means that this is not necessarily the NWA
No,
that was still going on.
No.
no,
It's probably
it's not.
new
But it,
faces. It's probably going to be a fresh idea, and chances are they're not going to have a lot of the talent that they had before. They've probably all signed like new people, or maybe it may even be one of those things like New Japan Pro Wrestling where they might have to borrow some
it's
people, maybe from
Billy.
Impact.
It's owned by Billy Corgan.
Yeah, it's still Billy Corgan's thing. He still owns NWA after
Yeah,
that whole
debacle.
NWA Impact TNA split.
Yeah,
But as far as what assets they have to work with is a different story.
they are very much a like how you have like the majors. You have like the majors with WWE. You have like AAA with TNA or with Impact and AEW in terms of viewer wise.
Right,
Quality wise, all of them are pretty good.
Right.
Viewer
right,
wise,
and that's the thing.
they're
Nick
still
Aldis was like
definitely lower than
ahead.
WWE. But
Yeah, Nick Aldis was like their
NWA
main
is way down
champion.
low.
Mhm. So the fact that you don't have your main champion going on to this new television deal and everything, it does show a sign that it's probably going to be a fresh new thing.
Eh, hopefully it
And
is.
yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Always
I
good to have
do
more
like this
good
new
wrestling.
deal for Aldis because it's not necessarily saying, oh, he's not going to wrestle anymore. I mean, he's still a prime physical candidate. More than likely, it's probably one of those roles that he's not going to be as necessary on television. So this way, he'll just come and go as he pleases. Maybe a year down the line, if they want to go ahead and put him in some matches, they can.
Mm.
And certainly, yes, the connection to Mickey James, his wife, um, more than helps the fact that maybe we might even get Mickey back in Impact.
Okay,
Okay.
Now,
it's certainly a possibility.
when
Right.
so
But
that other people have lost their
yeah,
job.
Yeah. You,
yeah, it's like um, I hope it goes well. It's certainly an opportunity for good storylines and whatnot to come about it. I am not a fan of how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got split on different shows again.
a
Not a
lot.
fan of
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
So that's a bit of a right there. But with Triple H now fully in charge again, I'm interested in seeing where things go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Will
mean, I do
things
find it
be
funny
on
that
an
they're
upward
starting the
track,
whole
or will it be,
brand warfare thing again right before Survivor Series. 'Cause that's really
which is
what this is
fine?
coming down to.
Yeah, and honestly, I want a good Survivor Series. I want to see some like the Rude Brood versus the Roddy Rowdies again. I want to
Mm.
see some good team matches. That feels like what Survivor Series should be. That's what it's historically been,
Right.
Well,
and
speaking
it's
of
a big show.
Wait.
So
I'm gonna say something.
it's like Faction Wars.
Bring war games.
oh, they're probably doing war games again. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I can
but
already
that's an
picture that there's probably
NXT
gonna be
thing.
some combination between the Bloodline and the Judgment Day versus whatever group Cena can muster. That's probably going to happen.
Cena's Minas.
Mhm.
Basically, it's probably going to be Cena and Sammy and Kevin. If Cody doesn't have a match, or if Jay doesn't have a match against Roman, one of them, and maybe throw in somebody for else for good measure.
Honestly, that whole show should be team matches.
Yeah. Because I really think it's going to be like Bloodline teaming with.
We're getting echo.
Oh yeah. Now the echo's gone. All right. So I really think what's going to
Because
happen.
yeah, I
We're
was gonna
going
say
to
because it looks like he was about to crash.
have. So it looks like we're going to have Bloodline teaming with Judgment against, like you said, Cena. And L.A. Knight. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's probably going to be the other thing. It's all a question of who gets the singles match and who gets like, oh, you don't have a singles match for me. Just put me in with like 4 other guys.
Mhm.
But like I said, that's the thing about Survivor Series. That's that show's main draw
Mhm.
is the team matches. So have a bunch of teams. Hell, have a Judgment Day as their own faction thing, and have them face off against a group of people. Have Bloodline in like a 6-man tag match or a 5-on-5 elimination match. I Those are the types of matches I want to see on Survivor Series.
But you know,
So
yeah, but you know
yeah,
they're gonna merge them too because it's been a
Oh, there is
whole.
more than just Nick Aldis that's been added recently because
Mhm.
we are finally getting sightings of the hottest new addition to WWE, Brian Pillman Jr. No,
No, say his real name now. It's not Brian Pillman Jr.
oh yeah, no, Lexus King. Okay, so I get that they're wanting Brian Pillman Jr. to go ahead through NXT. I get that. The whole name change thing, while they've been going ahead and pushing this whole narrative of, oh yeah, Brian Pillman was my dad. Brian Pillman is who I was
exactly.
naming myself after during AEW. I can't
That
be Brian Pillman anymore, even though I'm letting everybody know in like 3 vignettes, Brian Pillman is my dad. He's the one that birthed me. But he's not the one that raised me. Instead, it's some guy named King, and hopefully it's not Jerry Lawler.
For the love of God, please no.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's like
It, this
it's like
stupid naming
it's one of those things with
convention.
WWE. It's like you should given it's like if someone is really well known, I understand they want to have their own proprietary name. That's I understand why. Do I agree with it?
Yeah.
Hit or miss, depending. It really depends because I know like Asuka had her name changed. Mia Yim what had her name changed when they all came in. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn all had their names changed when they came in. It's like I understand why,
Branding.
but sometimes the names that they give them are really freaking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of it is
Mm,
money costs because they
Hmm.
don't want them to use their real names because they will get a financial dividends because of who they are, and it will lose value within the company because the company is not the main focus. So
Yep.
pretty much psychologically, business standpoint, it's better to change their name than make them relevant, super relevant, because
Yeah.
it's a simple way to keep people fresh in minds. Just like Jay Cargill, they didn't change her name.
Nope. But I feel a lot of that stuff is probably also determined in their contract negotiations
Mhm.
because yeah, there are some people that do keep their name, like AJ Styles
Mhm.
or Jade Cargill
it's just
or the Hardy Boy. But then again, the Hardy Boys were kind of earlier on where a lot of like indies did keep their names going into WWE.
okay,
But
but can we agree that Lexus King, like Lexis King, for whatever reasons that he's changing it, whether it's because of his father or his sister or whatever, it's not a great name.
no, it's not. It flies in there at the same altitude as the Viking Experience, but
Right.
but then again, maybe this is just for NXT. When if he eventually does get bumped up to the main roster, then we might see the name Pillman pop up again.
Or
Facts.
he'll be called Butch or Spike or Buggy.
Gunther,
Gunther. Gunther.
Gunther,
Gunther.
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 I, I look at him and I'd be like,
I see
I could
Brian
see
Pillman.
being a PD.
It's nah,
I
it's
see Brian Pillman.
yeah.
Like
Well,
16.
it's because we've known him as Brian Pillman for
Yeah.
ages now. Because
Yeah.
it's
But
like
it's
he's
just the
not a
fact that
newcomer
Brian
to the
Pillman has
business.
been a staple of not just the Attitude Era, but also of
Yeah,
WCW as well. Both
Mhm.
yeah.
organizations Pillman was established in,
Mhm.
now owned by this one company, and he won't even run with the name.
I will say this though, he looks ridiculously like his dad.
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Oh my god.
Like when you compare like Randy Orton to Cowboy Bob Orton, you're thinking
Yeah. No,
something's got skipped there.
he's a freaking clone of
I,
his
I,
dad.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry,
you
guys.
can't look at him and be like, "That's not Junior."
Uh,
All right, no, you are Junior.
And that's a Brian Pillman face right there too.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do what Kyle normally does and look at the teeth. Does his teeth look fake?
They probably are.
I mean, they are pretty
I
straight
was gonna say
along the
that
bottom there.
they
I'm not
they,
saying
they,
they're
they kind of look like
veneers,
they're
but
stuck on there.
Yeah, like the top part. Like, I'm sorry for being distracted, but it just caught my eye looking at
Hey,
his two front teeth.
now
that's
another
how the teeth
person
work.
who looks like they've had some work done lately. No. Carlito
Yes.
has
You
recently
ain't
returned.
cool,
No.
Carlito Caribbean cool.
Now, I did say that this was going to be like new people,
Do
but
not like people that ain't cool.
this is a Carlito that we have not seen in many years.
That's plastic.
No, but you know what? It's like we were all like talking about how they brought in all those veterans and everything for NXT
Mhm.
last week. But Carlito is actually somebody that they're bringing in who still can go, who
Mhm.
has
Yeah,
viable connection in part with the LWO.
yeah.
This, I
It
feel like, is a much more agreeable use of bringing back older talent than, say, Undertaker doing a half-ass choke slam on Braun Breaker.
God, that looked
Horrible.
off.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you've
it's a
seen
shame.
Carlito in the ring now, and
Yeah, no, oh, no. Carlito's still in a healthy, and he's still young enough to be able to move, and he didn't destroy himself.
Right.
So I was gonna say he's kind of like I put him in the same class as like Shelton Benjamin.
Right. What is
he's
he?
got the build of it
They kept
now.
themselves. They're definitely older veterans. They kept themselves in shape.
Mhm.
They kept themselves active enough to be able to perform well in the ring, and it's fine. And they're able to write some storyline for him. So
Mhm.
it's. I was gonna say it's like Carlito popped in at Royal Rumble, so it's probably going to be the 1 year contract, and so as they seem to have been doing with a lot of the returning faces, like they did it with Kurt Angle, they did it with Mickey James for a bit. Like she did pop on here and there,
Right.
She
but
Not
did, but I mean, she wasn't being necessarily as utilized as
no,
Carlito is now
no,
with like the
no. But
LWO.
no. Carlito's a main figure. But like I
Yeah,
said, Angle was the same way. Edge came back from injury to much fanfare and eventually left and is now on AEW. But yeah, it's like it's the veteran contract that they pop in, they write them in for a year, then they send them on their way.
mhm.
right. Now, does that necessarily mean that it was a big money contract? Would it have
Probably not. Well,
made
Probably.
oh,
more
MVP is
difference
the
if
other one.
maybe they had brought him in prior to say all the layoffs? Possibly.
It it's like being that he was part of storylines, he probably that's probably the main reason why he survived it,
Mhm.
and they probably just recently gave him the contract as well.
Well, yeah,
Because
because we didn't see him up until like
yes,
what
yeah,
was it, Backlash
yeah,
in
yeah.
Puerto Rico,
Yeah, so
and then he
it's
was
like
disappeared
they pop on
until
Royal Rumble, disappear till after WrestleMania, and or SummerSlam, and now we see him back again. And he's probably going to be around until WrestleMania.
But I will
And
Mhm.
say,
they,
as far as like veterans go, a good pick. I will give
yeah,
him that.
I
It
was
looks
gonna
like
say it's like
he's
him
up
and
to the
him
apple,
and
put on
MVP,
some steaks, and things are working well for him.
Yeah.
But yes,
and
okay,
he's just
enough
going to keep things cool.
Caribbean cool.
Caribbean cool.
But yes, let's not joke around
Indeed.
anymore. We know who we're talking about here.
Ooh la
Ah,
la
yes.
la. Still.
Jade Cargill definitely has the look.
Well,
She's always had
now
the
he
WWE look.
has had actual footage of herself live at WWE events. It's no more
Hmm.
kidding around. We've seen her showing up to NXT. We've shown her showing up to SmackDown. In fact, we have even seen her looking like she's going to do something to Charlotte Flair,
Mm-hmm.
which I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
God damn, Charlotte. Just get rid of Charlotte. I am just so tired of having her involved in things. So tired of it.
Come on, bro. Just let it
Like
go.
Charlotte, Roman Reigns, she's in that category of she's just used far too much. She oversaturated. That's the word.
Okay, but you have to agree how they've been using her recently is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yes, they used her in a title match, but it's not like she got the title. And if they are going to go ahead and use her as like one of the first people that Jade Cargill is going to have to battle, and I'd say if anyone's going to help her get over, Charlotte is that hand.
Honestly, I'd rather it be Bailey or Becky Lynch. I think those two are a lot better in the ring, in my opinion. They put on a better show, in my opinion, and they sell a lot better, in my opinion.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, yes, but the thing is, Becky Lynch, what she's doing right now is she's taking the talent that they already have and trying to utilize that. They're trying to give time to Xia Li. They're trying to give time to Tegan Knox, Laya Valkyria. You know, trying to build up the roster that they have that has been overshadowed by Vince's involvement more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you're going to go ahead and let Becky go ahead and build up the title, while there's still at least one other title in the picture to vie for, because Lord knows what the hell they're going to do with Rhea now that she's going to be in like a fatal 5-way. It's like that can go anywhere. And even then, she's kind of going against like the beefy women of WWE.
Well, Jay
Charlotte's
Car
definitely the tall one.
yeah, but Jay Cargill Carl is beefy.
She is ripped.
She is ripped. As far as her in ring ability, she's not exactly like a strength based wrestler.
No, not yet. And she,
No, she's not a Nia. She's not a
supposply she's
Raquel.
also still safer in the ring than say Nia, but
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, if you're going to get somebody that's going to put on a good display and possibly carry Jade, Charlotte is who you go to.
Okay.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, look at you both shaking your heads like, yeah, Ryan makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I already voiced my opinion on it, so I'm just agreeing to get to the next topic.
Right.
But no, I mean, yes, we have had this new flux of people coming in, and now that Vince has been outed by Ari Emanuel as far as creative goes, Triple H is going to have full reign. And let's face it, Triple H with women's divisions, as we have seen in NXT of old, can do some great things.
Right.
And with the exception of Ronda Rousey, the signings have been good for the women's division, and the matches have been generally good. It's like the only exception was Rousey, but we all knew that was a signing for mainly for the name and for the MMA reputation.
Right.
But
And as far as Rousey's concerned, she's pretty much retired now.
Good.
No love lost from Kyle.
Good.
It's
He's like, nope.
it's like I like the Roddy Piper part, but
Mhm.
I don't think she ever was really able to adjust to like pro wrestling style fights. And it's like, yeah, it felt like that was a very much a we're running on your name type gimmick, which unfortunately I think she had like one or two good matches, but everything else was kind of just meh or utter crap.
Right.
And it's a shame.
Well, it's also one of those things where I think they're, at least with Triple H, he's going to do his best to actually, he's going to do his best to actually make women's wrestling look more like wrestling and less like what Vince has shown wrestling to be.
You mean the Divas division?
Now,
Yeah.
Now I do feel like that they're going to start a new show that's going to separate themselves from being with the men, and I that would be
Really?
interesting.
What drives that one?
Cause think about it, Triple H
Because
likes to focus on the women's division. They need to focus on the tag team division, plus the main titles, which they can basically utilize and basically say, "Oh, SmackDown, NXT, Women's, and Raws." So they have a various of different categories that could throw into that, and the tag team titles that could be solely like a focus because of the fact that you have different women that's trying to get that shine. Get what better way to have them do that shine is the tag team titles, tag team matches, and being in a tag team division.
Well, true. I mean, we just finally saw like the tag team, women's tag team titles show up last night on NXT,
Hmm.
if only for a brief moment because they wanted to get Piper Niven and Chelsea Green some screen time. But you do have a bounty of female talent that, if you wanted to go ahead and start pushing the women's tag teams again, you certainly could do that. I personally want my Isla Dawn and Alba Fire back because I liked them.
Hmm.
And ever since they lost the belts, they have done nothing.
they got
Chance and Katani,
nothing.
they not getting
Yeah,
enough.
Katana Chance and Caden Carter as well. That's at least an established tag team for sure.
Yeah, and they're not
And I'd
getting.
go as far as to say, give me some Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Give me the way again.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The way with
I make them villains.
the way with
I always think when Candice LeRae was like a little like snarky.
yeah, but pretty much the way with Tomasa Ciampa.
Okay.
Oh, and now that Johnny's back, DIY, yes.
That I'd love to see DIY back together again
Oh,
as DIY.
that would be awesome. Them versus the Judgment Day. Oh my god.
That would be cool.
Dude, give me DIY with Dexter Loomis hanging out underneath the ring.
Oh,
That is a good party
perfect.
against the
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Put
I
it-
want to see that 3-on-3.
Yes.
Keep Dominic with mommy. Give me uh give me Balor, Priest, and McDonough against Dexter Loomis and the oh yes.
That would
I
be
agree.
good.
I'll agree.
But
And
enough WWE
with
for the moment. It is after the 10 o'clock hour, even though some of us started late. Again, apologies.
No, it's okay,
But we
man.
do have to look over to the other side of the pond of wrestling. Not England, but AEW. So, has anyone even been paying attention?
we were
Because
busy
I've been
focusing on
so
other
lost
stuff,
with
but
everything going on with my damn computer. I don't know what was going on tonight.
well, we have like the full results. Today is like big things where it was Kyle Fletcher versus Kenny Omega. We had Penta El Zero Miedo versus Jay White. So let's start with Jay White. We had Jay White versus Penta. Uh, Pretty decent match. But as kind of expected, Jay White won via pinfall. After the match, the Bang Bang Gang did their thing inside the ring. Let's see, and then they cut a promo against MJF, and yeah, so that
Now, was
happened.
there any more follow up as to who attacked Jay White weeks ago, back when you had all those guys clad in black with like the one guy looking like MJF with the devil mask?
Let's see. Right now, I'm just reading the recap of that because, like I said, we're kind of in and out, looking on the basically just glancing over on on occasion just to try to get what
Yeah, no,
info
I'm
we
just like
could.
going up onto their Instagram right now myself.
Yeah, but yeah, so MJF was then interviewed by Renee. Basically, they're just cutting promos back and forth with each other, and he's not.
Yeah,
Like what he said was he's not going to waste his entrance pop on when he's going to be on commentary. So
it looks like
And
a
he
lot
says
of people.
he wants Juice to win the battle royal.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not seeing too much in the way of matches. Which, mind you, the card looked light leading up to tonight. Anyways, I guess they probably, I don't want to say blew their load, but
Hmm.
considering how much they had packed into last week when they were going up against NXT, this week does look significantly lighter on in ring work.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, but so next match though, we have Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida in actually in a championship match, and surprisingly enough, the the champion retained, so Shida retained, though Emi came. They had a very very close near fall that I think was just mistimed slightly, but yep. So then it was back and
Well, yeah, they
forth,
have to
and
be
then
very cognizant of that. The last thing they want to do is what they did last time with Ray Phoenix.
Right.
yeah. Well, no. She is fine. She is not hurt, but
No, but
yeah,
the simple fact is they have to be very
no
close to
audibles.
what they're doing with the counts and everything.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's but yeah, she the one with Katana retaining the championship. Then we cut to a promo with Renee and Adam Copeland. I need to really I need to like force myself not to call him Edge.
It's so hard because it's such a nice, easy, simple word. It's just
Especially in
it.
that, especially because Christian is still called Christian
Right.
Yeah, all they did was add an extra last name to
Cage
it
at the
from
end of it.
the
Yeah,
TNA days.
yeah. So it's like,
How many cages can there be in wrestling?
oh, there's like three in AEW.
Yeah.
So you got Brian Cage, you got Christian Cage, and oh, who's the other one? I think there's like three.
Well, you
But
also have the ones that sound like Cage, like Ethan
oh,
Page
there you
or
go.
Adam Page.
Adam Page.
Yeah,
Got Page versus Cage versus Cage in the cage
yeah. You
match. No, see,
you got the
they
Page Cage thing. You know, it's
they
like
need a Brian. They need Brian Cage versus Christian Cage in a steel cage match.
Battle of the Cages.
No, just straight up call it cage match.
it's Cage Night.
Cage match with, and then have like a run-in appearance with Johnny Cage or something like that. But yeah,
Oh no, bring in Van Dam looking like Johnny Cage.
bring in the Miz, who looks like Johnny
Yeah.
Cage. He is straight up. His whole character is Johnny Cage, which
Facts.
is, and I am still annoyed that they didn't give him the part in the Mortal Kombat 2 movie.
They gave it
Yeah,
to Carl Urban.
which is fine, but it's like you literally have someone who's been acting as freaking Johnny Cage for the past 15 years.
Look, don't jinx it. Otherwise, they're going to do some sort of corny tie-in like they did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hey, oh,
We
oh
know how
no, no, no,
AEW
oh
does
no, no.
things.
If WWE wants to do something like that and bring in the actor for Johnny Cage facing off against the Miz, I'll be all for that.
Right.
But or have Johnny Cage face Christian Cage and Brian Cage in a steel cage.
Cage match.
Cage match. But yeah,
And
Total
somewhere,
Combat.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry is going to sign with CJ Perry, and then they're going to have a Perry side. And it, how many repeating last names can you have in wrestling?
That's
Thankfully, there was only one Punk.
amazingly enough, because you
But
think that
yeah,
there'd be
I'm
more
looking
punks
at
out
what's
there.
going on here. It's like you had the Tony Storm vignette, which I'm still loving these. That
Mhm.
I'm a sucker for old Hollywood. I am. It's like, dude, I watch Babylon way too much, and so this just fits into my wheelhouse. Plus, I'm also happy that what you calls it, Danhausen looks to be coming back.
yeah. He was at New York Comic Con.
At his,
Did you face off against MJF at Comic Con?
No, because he had a humongous line and he's a face now, so I can't.
Oh, hey, you could drum up your own heel side.
That is true, but I didn't want to do it to ruin my reputation.
but then you also had stuff from like QX QTV with like their new music video, and more stuff coming from the Roderick Strong house, and I'm like,
Wait, wow. They got a Roderick Strong house.
yeah, basically the whole time that Adam Cole has been off air because of his injury, they've been having him take care of Roderick Strong while he's injured. So Adam Cole's doing like the good friend thing where it's like, you know what? I'll help you around the house just to show you that I care. And Strong in the Kingdom have pretty much just been like making him do the most mundane BS. I mean, more power to the comedy aspect of all this, yes, but what is the inevitable conclusion here?
Okay.
Like, unless they're going to have a match in that house via Matt Hardy, I just
I gotta miss that.
Well tonight they had Roderick Strong coffee. Well, they had the thing with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. So that
God,
was a surprisingly yeah, that promo kind of made me feel kind of weird. I'm like, eh?
the best part of wait.
and mind you, I will say this about the
Is Adam Cole in
QTV.
your cup?
Exactly.
Harley Cameron. God, I hate that Harley Cameron looks so good. Like, she's got a great look. She's actually vocally talented. She's too good for QTV. I'm gonna say it right now.
Well, hey, if she can help drive QTV higher up, that works.
That does work.
Another thing that we
Yeah, but it kind
saw.
of feels like at this point, all the entertainment aspect that would have come with like WWE has now shifted all the way over to AEW.
Yeah,
Feels
maybe.
like they're back in like a pandemic era.
Okay.
Okay.
Another match that actually didn't get off the ground was Ryan Nemeth versus Wardlow, where Wardlow basically, or no, Nemeth attacked Wardlow while making the entrance, but basically Wardlow shrugged it off and just power bombed him to hell, and it just he won by referee stoppage because
No.
Yeah, Wardlow once
We
again,
need
dominant fashion.
yeah, they actually had a
yeah.
squash in AEW.
We
So
need a Warlow versus Gunter. Warlow
Gunter.
versus Gunter match.
Gunter.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Wardlow probably would work pretty well over in WWE
Oh yeah, he's the big.
because I just like if I have to critique anything about AEW and the use of like certain types of talent, they don't know how to utilize their big men. Whether it's Wardlow, Keith Lee, Brian Cage, it's like, what do you do with these guys?
Send them to
Not
WWE.
much. Even Joe and Miro, who probably are like the two hottest big men that they have right now. What are you doing with them?
Mm.
They know more what to do with the women's division, and that's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
They do, and that's kind of depressing.
Right.
But
it's, it's so sad.
It
it's
is.
but then again, but it shows that they've been doing good things with the women's division over there. So we could actually, so it's something that we could actually say that WWE does better,
Mm.
which doesn't happen often.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, so
Now, does anybody know what the issue is with this whole Nick Wayne and his mom thing?
uh, not much. I'm just trying to see if there's anything on that. But the after the Wardlow squash, we had Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher. So he basically Fletcher is part of the Don Callis group,
Mm-hmm.
and but Kenny Omega got a win. He didn't. This I'm not sure. I forget if this breaks the streak, but this it was a straight up win. So but Fletcher did kick out of a bunch of them. Then back and forth, reversals, fighting, and then big old one wing angel, and boom. And
Well, that's because like Fletcher has been there, but they really haven't worked him up as far as like Don Callis people the way they have with uh
Mhm.
Takeshita or with I guess Nick Wayne is pretty much doing his own little thing at the moment.
Right.
Uh well no, Nick Wayne is with Christian. That's the thing. There's too many like heel father figures.
yeah,
It's,
there really is.
Like
it's too many. Yeah,
well,
it's too many. Luke, I am your father.
it's like why does every group need to have like a leader who's like, trying to be like a dad?
Good question.
No, I mean think about it. Like, yes, you have Christian Cage. And then yes, you do have like this thing going on with Don Callis, even though Christian at least will wrestle, Callis won't. Then you kind of have like the whole Jay White, John Moxley thing where it's kind of like they're dads to a certain extent where they are bringing up younger talent. In one case, the Guns. In another case, like you have Wheeler Yuta.
Hmm.
And I would hate to say Brian Danielson's kind of like the absentee father, which is why Moxley takes over.
Right.
And then you have QTV, where it's like QT Marshall is kind of like exploiting his children
Yeah,
for monetary gain.
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's like enough with the goddamn dads, man. Just
Yeah.
like if most of these people had
Your
well-to-do
dad's
fathers,
dead.
they wouldn't be wrestlers.
Yeah, but it's like it. Yeah, it just teenage angst and rage all
Yeah.
on all on display during the Nick Wayne and mom interview.
Yeah.
But yep,
Which
yep.
is this going to be
It's
a thing
just
now where it's like the mom's going to be more prominent? Because I mean,
I don't know.
she's an attractive woman. Don't get me wrong, but
I don't know,
I
but
don't know if
oh
we
god,
necessarily need to have more family dynamics into AEW than we already have
oh
seen
god,
when like Karen is on the sideline getting beat up or something.
we don't need another Tori Wilson angle. Oh my god.
Lord have mercy.
Whoa.
Oh wow, that
Okay, let's be fair. Tori Wilson is like a whole other thing. All
Well,
right,
no.
no,
Remember, whose dad was it? I forget. What was it? Tori's dad, or
no, it was Tori Wilson's dad that ended up marrying Dawn
yeah,
Marie
yeah,
and
that's who I
dying
couldn't
because they had
forget.
a honeymoon.
Yeah, it's like we don't need another one of those types of angles for the love of
yeah.
God. But
And even then, that was just for Dawn Marie to get the Tori with that one awkward kiss that they
yeah,
had while they
that
were in
was
Los
that
Angeles.
was that one's filed into the Wrestle Crap archives.
Now that's
But
in the vault.
yeah,
That's in the
that one's in
vault.
the vault. But
That's not coming out of the vault
yeah, please no.
unless I'm really lonely.
File that next to Katie Vick.
That's not coming out of the
But yeah, so
vault. Dave looking at like, no, no, no,
yeah,
no, no.
but
That red hat just shaking.
yeah, but before we get to the main event of the night, though, I definitely want to bring up the part where Sting addressed the crowd tonight about his future. So the main thing that we got out of it, he pretty much went through an entire list of people that he's proud to have worked with, like he mentioned Luger, Steiner, Buff Bagwell, Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair. Like he basically went through an entire list of WCW and WWE big names that he's worked with and that he was proud to have worked with.
Hmm.
But but yeah, so the thing that but then again, the main thing that he brought up in after going through like his history and how he's so thankful to have been through it all, Revolution in 2024 will be supposedly his last match.
Hmm.
Yep. His first match at AEW was at Revolution 2021, and his very last one will be Revolution next year.
Oh
So
wow.
that will be his retirement match. So I wonder who they're going to have face off against him. So we're probably going to see a storyline building up to that coming coming in soon.
Yeah, I like that they're at least calling the shot well in advance,
which is fine.
this way you have the time to work up something
Mhm.
proper. It's just
And it gives their ad team so much time to constantly build it up. Just hope that they don't build it up too much.
right, but that's the thing. Like, who do you put against Sting for the last
Yeah.
match?
I already got the idea who they're gonna do it with. It's obvious.
Who do you think?
Orange Cassidy,
No.
Darby Allin.
Yes, it makes sense.
That would make sense, but it's
It
either
does,
that,
but
either they'll have a match against Darby Allin before that, or I think they should bring in a long time, maybe like a rival or something, or at least have some of the old school guys get involved somehow
Yeah.
in this final match or something like that, because
'Cause
that would be
what are the chances of AEW scoring Flair?
possible,
possible.
at least in a non in ring role.
Matter of fact,
Right? No, I mean I think that would be the thing. Like,
Mhm.
if you're going to do it and it's going to be Sting, you have to work in Flair, I think, somehow.
Somehow.
And if you can put Flair behind somebody, that would make the most sense. But it's just a question of who.
matter of
Who?
fact,
Who?
let me add to this. We saw Flair come into New York Comic Con.
Oh.
Well, New York Comic Con is pretty much like neutral territory.
Still.
Yeah. Still. Now,
I think wasn't like Trish or some other divas there too as well.
NYCC probably has like a
Soraya might
bucket
have been
list.
there.
It's a full
No.
bucket list of people. He brings in Vince McMahon.
No. I think I know who. No, it will be
Vince McMahon is all
interesting
elite.
that if you want to have a storyline with Ric Flair bringing him in, I will basically do not Jay White. What's his name? Jay.
Lethal?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay Lethal.
Bring in CM Punk.
Who said that?
No one said that, but yeah, if for those watching, shoot us a message saying who you think Sting should face off with in his retirement match. We'd love to hear about it.
Well, let us know in the comments for like a good opponent. Also, should Sting lose his last match? Because there's always been like the idea of like you going out on your back, maybe put somebody over. But my feeling is if you're going to go ahead and go up against an established talent that doesn't need the kick up, then you let him win.
That's the question. Yeah, who knows? Will he retire with a win, or will he pass the baton?
Oh, I got it. His retirement match should be with Aleister Black.
That would be cool. Definitely got the similar
Okay.
themes going. Or
Malachi.
it being the baseball bats, bring in Sami Callihan.
His contract is up.
He is free. He is free.
He is.
Now he has the option to go back to WWE, or he could just try and.
Callihan wasn't in WWE. He was in Impact.
No, he was in WWE as well.
You know whose contract is also up at this point?
Who?
PCO.
Ooh. Not as good of a option as Sami Callihan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, it's still at least an older guy, and it's probably like a match that could take Sting to the limit more so than, say, something that might be a little bit safer.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, Darby Allin might be a little bit too high fly, but
yeah, no, that's the thing. If you put Sting up against Darby, it's going to be a conflict of two different styles. You need somebody that's on Sting's level.
Matt Hardy.
Broken Matt Hardy.
I would love to see Sting get involved with the Broken Universe. That would be really, really fun.
It has to be Joker Sting if it's going up against
Yes.
Broken Matt Hardy.
Joker Sting versus Stinkweeder or something or whoever.
Just let all the shit fly. Just go nuts with it.
Final match: Sting versus Jeff Hardy in a redo from that title match years ago.
That would make
Dude, oh my god. Dude, if they do like one more match just for like redemption purposes.
That would be cool.
yeah. To make up
That's what
for
I'm saying. Get them involved with the broken stuff with the
Dude,
Broken
that's
Universe.
the perfect story right there. I have maybe one blemish on my entire wrestling record.
Jeff
it's with
Hardy, get
Jeff
out
Hardy.
here! Get out
Jeff,
here!
you get your ass out here and you better be sober.
While Tony Schiavone is still yelling Sting in the background.
Dude, that's so mean, but it's true.
The 20 minutes Sting chant. But there was one more match inside the card tonight, so
Yes,
but yeah, like I said,
Dynamite
yeah,
Battle Royale.
Dynamite
as
Diamond
Staple
Ring.
Ring.
Yep,
Mhm.
dozen battle royals, so 12 people. But yeah, but before we get into that, for those watching, send us in the comments who you think Sting's final opponent should be, and maybe give us a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
And we will discuss it in our next episode. But yes, so into our final match, Dynamite Diamond Ring, number 1 contender, Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. Have fun saying that one 5 times fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had MJF on commentary for it.
Dynamite does a Battle Royal. Dynamite does a Battle Royal.
Shut up. But yeah, so yeah, you have like, of course, you have your joke candidates like Matt Sydal, Johnny TV, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard. So it's just, you got like everyone jumping in. Chaos ensues in matches like this. Dustin Rhodes was in the match so we haven't seen him in a while. But
That
yeah,
could be
so
an opponent.
yeah, we did see him pop up in here, and MJF even had like a little mini spot with him, giving him some money to take care of Juice Robinson, and he delivered a Shattered Dreams. But yeah, so you had also, I think you had Jake Hager in it. You had Commander. Yeah, so
Most notably Matt Caster and the way
Mhm.
he's been simping over MJF lately.
Pretty much.
Paid dividends to a certain extent.
Yep. You also had Trent Beretta. So it's
Trent's good.
yeah. Yeah.
But
So
ultimately, it did kind of come down to Caster and Juice Robinson.
Yep. Final 3 I think was Garcia, Juice, and Caster. Garcia gets booted off first, and then final 2 was Juice Robinson and Max Caster with let's see, so I'm just trying to think, had
MJF was getting involved.
Yep,
Jay White
he
was
was.
getting
Yep.
involved.
It was basically chaos. Trying to keep track of everything that was going on and remembering what was going on is a bit difficult. But we had so, but at the end, when all things are done, uh, uh, switchblades happen. Juice gets the ring out of his tights, a loaded punch, and Max Caster gets chucked over the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first time since its inauguration,
Mm-hmm.
MJF is not your diamond ring holder. It is Juice Robinson
Yep.
of Bullet Club Gold, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad about.
Yeah.
But even then, at the end, MJF still has the ring.
True, which
Yep.
I suppose will probably lead to them doing something to get it off of him.
Yep. And
They've
maybe
already taken the belt away from him. Taking the ring away is probably going to be a foregone conclusion.
Mm-hmm. So it was, but yeah, you had Bullet Club Gold celebrating in the ring. MJF John Adam from the ramp, and that's how the show ended.
Hmm.
So it's we
So
got
ultimately-
Juice Robinson in a title he's the number 1 contender.
Yeah, no, I cannot be mad at him. I mean,
No,
he's not going to
that's
win.
great.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah,
no
he's
way
probably
Juice
not.
is going to MJF. No. But
Well, honestly, y- most it common sense dictates that he's not going to win. But AEW writing has been throwing a lot of title changes on lately.
Mm. But
We will
here's
see.
the but here's
yeah,
the, here's the counter or here's the twist. Let's say Juice
Counterpoint.
let's say Juice Robinson wins the title. Jay White comes into the ring, celebrates, and Juice Robinson hits him with the belt, and then reveals that he's the one that attacked Jay White.
And you could always
oh,
we could always get Adam Cole involved again somehow. I know he's gone in for surgery, so he's probably going to be recovering for quite some time. But
Mhm.
he might pop in on some
yeah, we still don't know
shorts or
that whole
something.
follow up.
Yeah, especially being that he's
It's
involved
possible.
with Strong in the promos. Surprisingly enough.
Like, think about it.
Yeah, it's a question of whether or not you're going to go with the Adam Cole angle, if you're going to go on
Baby!
Juice turning on Jay White, if you're going to go maybe some other faction, just trying to mix it up, all things. Although I do like the idea of Bullet Club Gold staying Bullet Club Gold and MJF having to align himself with the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass
That would
for like
be
that 4
funny.
sort of
That would be funny.
that would be a fun match to go with.
MJF doing a scissor party?
What do you think MJF would scissor?
No. Or but he'll-
Max would
but it,
try.
No,
but it,
no, no.
but they could put him in
Max
that
would try.
positioning.
Max would try.
But they could do their usual shtick, try to get him involved, and then he's like,
What do it look like me
Fair.
scissoring with y'all? You're like, I don't scissor. No. And you'd be like, you
no,
just
no, no, no,
no.
no.
No, he'll be like, I'm not scissoring. And then he realize, like, I am scissoring. Oh, crap.
Dude, that's not even funny, but
He
it's
could put
funny.
on the reaction face. But yeah, so that concludes Dynamite for this week. A lot of story setting
Yeah.
for the upcoming shows. So it's basically setting the stage for probably through to the end of the year, or at least for like the next month or so. So and then we're have potential build up for Revolution next year with Sting and
about full gear next year.
yes, yeah, absolutely, but we shall see. Yeah.
Now there was one other thing that I wanted to go over with you guys. This is just something that's kind of been like spurred on from uh, the reports of all the layoffs that we had. There were a couple of people that left WWE prior to the massive layoffs, and rightfully so because they had been working on trying to get out of NXT for some time, and
Yeah.
that would be the group known as the Grizzled Young Veterans, going making their leaving WWE. And first of all, I do have to say that's just a nice looking promo right there. The global takeover of the US.
Yeah.
James Drake and Zach Gibson going back to their original titles. Not the names that they had back when they were NXT, which let's face it, when they were in NXT, they got royally hosed.
Mhm.
Do you disagree?
This is true.
As part of the dyad?
Nah, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't
I don't
disagree.
disagree. Not on this one.
Well, just the names alone. First, they were James Drake and Zach Gibson. Then, as the dyad, they were known as Jagger, Reed, and Rip Fowler. Which, if you already had your indications about how you felt about Lexus King, these names are much worse.
That one felt like it had Vince written all over it.
Yeah,
But
most of these names were done by Vince, and
or his creative crew. But
yeah,
Yeah,
nah, you're gonna
not
be
the
Fatty McGee, Shorty G. It's
and
Oh
like
you
God,
sitting there like,
that's
what?
good shit.
And you're like, Vince, stop, Vince, stop, no, stop. That's a
Yeah.
well, that's
nah,
the thing. It's like they were pretty much a big deal in NXT UK before coming over to the American brand. They
Yep.
were the inaugural NXT UK Tag Team Champions,
They were.
and they held that title pretty damn long, pretty damn well.
They
right?
did.
And instead, they're bringing it over to the US, and they're given this hokey wannabe follow the buzzard esque sort of thing with Joe Gacy, which has disassembled ever since the dyad left. Ava's not a part of it anymore. Lord knows what they're going to do with Gacy in the near future, but
Yeah.
they
That was
went ahead and made like a nice little video slash post. I won't play the video, but I did want to go ahead and read some of the post about what they had to experience during their time in NXT, and I guess you'd say the bittersweet mentality that they had once coming over to America and realizing that they had to go ahead and be different
do
than what they
dumb
had
crap.
come up to be. This report comes from F4W Online, basically stating what they said in their promo. Said that in their promo, Gibson and Drake said that they don't need spooky lights, special effects, or overproduction. Quoting here, and I won't do it in a British accent because I'm just not feeling it that day.
Righto, pip pip cheerio.
We took a long look around, and we said to ourselves, if this is the big life, then we're not looking to live it. We are sick of taking the safe option. We are sick of reading the same old boring scripts that go absolutely nowhere. A very famous British wrestler, draw your conclusions as to who that may be, told us when we arrived in the States to put our head down and start listening to orders if we wanted to succeed. He said that he wanted us to have all the fun out of our system because there's no pirates here. Well, I'm sorry for anyone that had different expectations for us. I am sorry that we can't be who you wanted us to be. Simply put, we are not politicians. It's a pirate's life for us.
I think I know who
Now,
said it.
I can only draw the conclusions as to which British person they talked to that told them, keep your head down in WWE.
I already know.
Who do you think?
I'll wait for you to say it.
No. You claimed you knew, so I wanted to hear your expectation.
It smells real. I mean, William Regal all over it.
Was Regal still with NXT by the time the Grizzled Young Veterans came over?
Yes.
Oh, because I was under the impression he had already jumped over to AEW
Mm-mm.
by that time.
Mm-mm.
Well, but then he came back to WWE.
Exactly.
Right, but he came back to work with his son, who's in there. But but as
Still,
for when, because the Grizzled Young Veterans were the Grizzled Young Veterans for a little bit before they became the Dyad
Yeah, but they were.
in Schism.
Yeah, but before then they.
I don't even know if Dyad and Schism are real words. Like I to this day do not. I have not Googled them. I do not know.
But I will say this: no, he was around, especially with the NXT UK. So, yeah, I could see William Regal's telling them this.
See, I would have thought it might have been Nigel McGuinness
uh,
Mm,
honestly,
as
both
someone who
both
still
of
has
those are
so
legitimate
good
options. And
ties.
but then again, also McGinnis has been involved a lot too. So no, honestly, both of those options are pretty feasible.
Either way you look at it, it's still sad knowing that someone that you probably have looked up to, someone that you've probably gone ahead and, idolized for however long you've been in the industry. And they're pretty much telling you what was said in Alexander Hamilton. It's like talk less, smile more. That's got to be disheartening.
Absolutely. It's like whether it be Regal or McGuinness, it's like keep your head. But then again, it was what I don't even know what to say about it. It's just it's
And then
very rough to hear that.
if they did go ahead and do that, look at where it got them.
Mm-hmm.
You got them
It
nowhere.
got them to a point where the cheesy concept, no wins, no title aspirations, to the point where they wanted to leave on their own. And the first time they were denied. For what reason?
Well, probably the same reason why Mustafa Ali was denied. They just didn't want him to be because they knew that because the creative or the powers that be knew that they'd be able to be a draw elsewhere, so they're just gonna let him sit and cater, just rotten catering for a
Yeah,
while. It's like yeah, they'll pay him. They're basically being paid to not wrestle anywhere else,
pretty much.
and it's just
And,
and it seems that according to their creative, rather than actually utilizing them for what they should be, they were just utilized as fodder for whichever creative writer had a boner for. So it's like it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
the creative writer who came up with Schism and Dyad, he can keep his boners. I don't want to see him. I don't want to know about
Or
him.
the Vince boner, but it's yeah, it's definitely good that they got themselves out of there. So
Yeah,
and hopefully we'll see some good stuff for them going
Yeah,
forward.
here's hoping the global takeover does yield some promising results. Maybe they'll make some shows in AEW or Impact, just as like a touring tag unit.
Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make it back over to England and start up something there before WWE tries their global expansion again,
yeah,
which is what Triple H was trying to do, and now he has a more control to do so. I don't think they're going to reestablish NXT UK, but they might try something.
Uh, honestly, NXT UK was really popular. So
yeah,
that
It was.
it well it then again with all those layoffs and the obscene amount of money they just want to throw at like Pat McAfee, it probably won't be resurfacing for a while. At least not until those absurd contracts are off their books.
mhm,
But because they definitely seem to be very much inclined to cut costs wherever they can
right,
while throwing obscene amounts of money at stupid things. But that's kind of to be expected, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just you just got to hope that what is shown and who's there is good.
right.
But when it came to the grizzled young veterans and their awful misuse or creative misuse, this is one of those cases where it's like good they're out of that. They weren't being utilized. Apparently, they had nothing for them, and they were just being used as fodder. It's like yeah, absolutely. Uproot yourself, build yourself up elsewhere. Hell, Cody Rhodes did that
And you saw
and
what
became yeah, and they basically then they re-signed him at a massive premium.
Yeah,
So
and the thing is, it's a shame because if they had just brought up Drake and Gibson to the main roster, they could have dropped the whole dyad thing. They could have gone back to the grizzled young veterans
mhm,
as they were. But instead, they were stuck in NXT where they were pretty much getting overshadowed by the Creeds, by
mhm,
Gallus, um,
everything.
by
But basically everyone
Stats
else.
and Chicago Mob Man, whatever his name is. Wannabe Soprano, not Jersey, but definitely Chicago. You can tell the difference between Jersey Mafia and
Yeah,
Chicago
yeah,
Mafia.
of course.
So, I mean, it was just a gimmick storm that,
Yeah.
Bacon Gibson, they're not gimmick wrestlers. They're just ground beating, ground and pound kind of guys. Let them do their thing. Don't don't try to make the Viking experience happen a second time.
Right.
The Viking experience. 'Cause it's like that team name, it just ranks up there as one of the silliest and dumbest.
Name.
Dude,
Yeah,
they could have just made War Machine.
they could have,
But no.
but why? That would make too much sense. I might as well just go with the Viking experience with a Super Friends announcer announcing it every time.
Yeah, because if you
That's how it
thinking
is.
about it, if
I has a message for everyone.
Meanwhile, at the WWE ring,
I can't.
Viking experience powers activate.
If you want to go ahead and get the young veterans for yourselves, their booking email is right there on the picture, Grizzled Young Vets at Outlook.com. So go ahead, send them a message. Even if you're not trying to book them, just send them a message and let them know, hey,
Spam their inbox.
you guys are
like, who sent this?
Why did I get signed up for every spam email?
Like, who's
nah,
these fans saying
Oh,
hi?
definitely.
You're trying to get your
Yeah. No, I hope to see them on, like, honestly, they'll probably be picked up by AEW or Impact or even New Japan real quick, because they have the talent, they have a lot of good things going for them. So yeah,
They got the tools, they got the talent.
indeed.
But yes, so that is it as far as news this week. Again, our deepest condolences to the grapefruits of Vince because they have been well juiced and deflated. Speaking of juice, congratulations to Juice Robinson.
Yep. Indeed.
Dave, what was that?
Indeed.
And thank you both for starting up the show while I was having computer issues. But
Don't
my
worry.
issues
We
are
were
good
all
now.
Yep. Don't worry. We only said negative things about you. That's all.
I expect as much. So from Mr. Pennywise up there, Major Day Boosie. I've missed saying that. From Sniper Kyle Krieger, I am the realer deal Ryan O'Regan. This has been Jabronis United. Stay and Day, you have to teach me exactly